Most SaaS companies are absolutely failing right now at sales. 67% of teams are expected to miss quota this year, according to HighSpot. I'm Scott Leese, and over the last 20 years, I've been a part of 12 unicorns and 15 exits. I've built sales orgs from 0 to 8 figures 6 times as an operator and consulted with well over 160 companies since going out on my own in the fall of 2019. In this video, I want to break down some of the most important lessons I've learned and strategies I used to help dozens of SaaS companies build successful sales teams, take their sales metrics to the next level, and even become unicorns in some cases. So let's dive in. Why am I even qualified to talk to you about this? Well, like I said, I've been a part of 12 unicorns and 15 exits over the last 20 plus years. I've built sales orgs from 0 to 8 figures 6 times as an operator since going out on my own. And I've worked with well over 160 companies from around the world in all sorts of different industries. My specialty is early stage startups. I'm the guy that takes you from 0 to 100 million. I'm not the guy your publicly traded company calls to turn the ship around and fix their stock price. My backstory: at 22 years old, I got really sick. Spent 4 years in the hospital fighting autoimmune disease and colon cancer, had a bunch of emergency surgeries, an absolute nightmare. By the time I was out, I was 27 years old, I had no career, and I had a pretty serious opioid addiction from all the pain meds I was given. A college buddy said, "You should try sales." I had no idea what I was doing. But here's what that experience taught me. When you've been through real adversity, failing at a sales call doesn't seem that bad. Is this the worst thing that I've ever been through? Not at all. So I can handle that, right? And that mindset is what separates people who grind once and burn out from people who can do it year after year after year. You turn your worst moment into a superpower. And most people try to hide their struggles or pretend that they didn't happen. Instead, I chose to create a different narrative for myself. I got an unfair advantage on other people. That's how I thought about it, because of what I went through. I had a heightened sense of urgency. I lost 4 years, so I'm always trying to make up for lost time. And nothing feels as hard as what I've already survived. So whenever things get tough, I fall back on that experience. I kind of default to, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? And I compare it to that hardest thing that I've already been through. And I say, is this worse? Probably not. And this can work for your sales team too. So ask them about hard things they've been through. Help them anchor to that when rejection hits and they're struggling. Next thing that you got to remember is nobody cares about your product. They care about their problems. This is a fundamental belief of mine. Sales is like curing an addiction. You cannot walk up to someone with addiction issues and say, "Hey, I got this cool rehab facility. You want to go?" They will bristle. That will not go over well. Instead, you have to get them through 3 steps. Step 1, obviously they have to admit they have a problem. Step 2, they need to understand why they should care about fixing this problem. Why is it important? And step 3, this is rock bottom. And rock bottom creates urgency, and that's what makes it a priority. In business, it's the same thing. I got to get them to admit they have a problem, make sure they know why they should fix this problem, and make sure they feel not like a tiny little paper cut. Only then are they open to hearing about your product or your solution. 4 words determine if you're going to close the deal: enough pain, urgent priority. These 4 words are everything. And without enough pain that creates an urgent priority, you will not close a deal. And most sellers stop at surface level pain. Are you experiencing challenges with pipeline? Yes. Great. Let me show you our product. That's not enough. You need to diagnose way deeper. What's it costing you right now? What happens if you don't fix this in the next 6 to 12 months? How does this impact you personally? Just because they have pain doesn't mean they're going to hire you or buy your product. This is the milestone most people forget. Prospects might say, "We're going to build this ourselves," or "Richard from engineering will figure it out." Here's how I'd handle that. What have you done in the past to try to solve this? If nothing, how will Richard know what to do? How will you support Richard when nobody there has done this before? While Richard's working on this for the next 6 months, what's not getting done? And what's that costing you? Then comes the reality check. You're avoiding spending $100,000, potentially creating $1 million pit of despair. And in 6 months, you'll come back and pay me anyway. Except now you've lost time and money. I can't tell you how many people have come back saying exactly that. Don't trash your competition. Do this instead. Never crap on your competitors directly. Instead, share what you heard from others. What I hear is that they're really good at X, but they struggle with Y. That's why so many people come to us for this specific thing. Frame your solution exactly how they think about their problem. Hugo Boss doesn't hire translation services. Hugo Boss hires people who help them sell more suits in Spain. Talk about suits, not translation quality. This way you're not being negative, you're just being honest about what you've heard. Here's a big one. Traditional outbound is dying, and we're replacing it. The data is clear. Pickup rates are as low as 5 to 6%, and email reply rates are as low as 1%. Younger generations don't answer the phone anymore. We've fundamentally changed how we interact with people. The new playbook is go to network, not go to market. So you've got to make network growth a daily KPI and track LinkedIn connections week over week. Got to aim for 100 quality new connections per week. That would be 5,200 a year. Your network then becomes your moat against AI and market changes. Stop being a feature preacher. Founders think every single thing they've built is critical. They want to show you every nut and bolt in the car. Nobody cares. When you go to buy a car, what do you actually care about? You probably care about the price. How much does it cost? Do they have the color I want? Is it safe for my kids? And that's about it. And if that salesman talks about the engine size or the braking speed or whatever, you're out of there. And I've never sold anything where the product sold itself. What sells is you, the stories you tell and how you listen, the arguments you craft. That's what sells. And the confused mind cannot act, and this applies to you as a seller and your prospects. For you, stop trying to fix everything at once. After 2 pieces of critical feedback, people tune out. Their eyes glaze over and they stop listening. Pick one thing to fix. Ignore everything else until that problem is solved. And for your prospects, simplify ruthlessly. Don't show 47 features when they only care about 2. And don't have 17 packages when you should have no more than 3. Don't create handoffs between 5 different people when somebody wants to buy. The deals will stagnate and die. You control product market fit more than you think. This seems like the one thing you can't control, but you actually can. And the first way is choose where you work. Don't join companies without real product market fit. And the second way is track feature requests systematically. No product team ever builds something for one person. But if 16 reps have heard the same objection representing millions in pipeline, now you have leverage. So keep a master list of what's blocking deals and quantify the revenue impact. That's when product improvements actually happen and get built. 20 years in this game has taught me that sales isn't getting easier. Traditional methods are dying, AI is here. The only way to survive is to build an unfair advantage through your network and master the fundamentals that actually move deals forward. Now, if you're a founder or a sales leader who's tired of missing quota, tired of watching deals slip away, and ready to build a sales machine that actually works in today's market, then click the first link in the description to apply to work with us. We'll analyze your situation and see if we're a fit to help you scale. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.